time enough? Well, really, 10 minutes isn't time enough. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd just do this all in one big hour-long video. But, whatever. Hope you've been enjoying the ride. So, yeah, part 5. Welcome. 5 versions, 5 discs, 5 parts of me rambling about Blade Runner. Can't even talk anymore. Yeah, it's an amazing film to me because it's just so damn smart. You know, I think the thing I really enjoy about it is the fact that it's a film that does not in any way dumb things down for the audience. You know, it gives you a minimalist plot, minimalist dialogue, and just mind-blowing visuals. I mean, the model work in this thing is just phenomenal, and it still looks fantastic today. In fact, I'd say it looks better than a lot of films today. You know, there's so much CG, computer graphics, for those 3 of you out there who don't know what CG means. There's so much CG nowadays in movies that, can you imagine if Blade Runner was done today? It would be all CG. It would be all CG. I mean, it would still look impressive, but nowhere near on the scale that it does now. I mean, part of what makes it so amazing, I think, to me, is the fact that I know that they did all this, all these mind-blowing effects and, you know, this grand sweeping cityscapes and everything, the old-fashioned way, using models and actual film-based compositing. You know, it's phenomenal. And the fact that it holds up so well today. 1982 was, I think, one of the greatest years for innovation in the history of movies. What did we have in 1982? We had Blade Runner, of course. We had E.T. We had, which was a great movie showing that, hey, you can have an animatronic character that will move you to tears. And you had Poltergeist, which was maybe not crazily innovative, but it was a very fun movie that sort of brought our childhood fears to life. You had, of course, Tron, which was one of the first major uses, speaking of CG, first major uses of CG in a film, even though only about 15 minutes of it is actual CG. The rest is hand-drawn and composited animation. But still, just a strikingly amazing, original, visually unique film. We also had, of course, John Carpenter's The Thing, another movie that's a wonderful argument against the use of excessive CG. All the creature effects in that are practical effects, and I think they're so much better because of it, because it actually gives the actors things to react to, and it's just brilliant. We also had The Dark Crystal the same year, which was another phenomenal film that, again, if done today, probably would have a buttload of CG in it, but it totally transported you to another place, the likes of which you'd never seen before, through the combined brilliant imaginations of Brian Froud, who did that fantastic Fairies book a number of years ago, and Jim Henson, who, well, I don't even need to tell you what he's done over the years. But this was all 1982, summer of '82, one of the greatest summers in the history of cinema, and I think proof that you can have summer blockbuster movies that are both creative and artistically satisfying, yet also big money makers. A lot of those were huge movies. And Poltergeist, E.T., of course, was one of the biggest movies of all time at the time, and I think held that record for quite a while. Yeah, and it's just 1982, great year for movies, and kind of the beginning of the end, I think, for extensive model work and imagination, because we got into the early 90s and suddenly everything was CG, and it's just become even more so ever since. The other thing that I love about Blade Runner, of course, in addition to the visual design and just the staggering imagination therein, is the music. Vangelis. Beautiful music. What an amazing, amazing, unique, original composer. Just pure innovation. I mean, no 2 albums of his sound alike, yet they sound distinctively his. Like, he has a very distinctive style, yet it's a constantly evolving style. My dad used to listen to a lot of his music on vinyl when I was growing up, so I was not unfamiliar with his music by the time I saw Blade Runner. His first big claim to fame, of course, was Chariots of Fire, which he did the soundtrack for, which I think was a year or 2 before Blade Runner. But I think Blade Runner is one of his crowning achievements. It's just such an understated yet at the same time epic soundtrack that conveys all these emotions. Like Vangelis, the way he composes music for films, I've read some interviews with him, is he doesn't do what a lot of composers do, as in syncing it up precisely with the image, with time code and such. No, he goes for more just capturing the emotion of the scene and the mood of the scene and conveying that musically. And I think in the case of Blade Runner, he pulled it off magnificently. It's just an amazing, amazing score. And if you like the music from Blade Runner, go to the New Age section of your local CD store and check out his other work, because he's done a lot. He's done a lot of other soundtracks, but he's also done a lot of just albums of similar types of music, and just an amazing composer. Oh, I could probably talk about Blade Runner all night, but I've already done 5 parts, and you're probably sick of seeing me by now. So I'm going to hold back and not say too much this time. Woo, boy. Plus I'm getting a little lightheaded because I've been yelling and screaming for almost an hour now. Okay, so I'm going to capture this baby and edit it and post it, and see you next time. Alrighty, so thanks for having me on the Cigarette Burns. It was a lot of fun. Hope my review wasn't too insanely lengthy, but what can I say? You watch my stuff, you know I like to ramble. Alrighty, until next time, check me out on youtube.com/Zaranyzerak. I'm also on youtube.com/5awesomestuds, which is a collaboration channel that I have a lot of fun on. And, yeah. Don't know what else I can say. Blade Runner, awesome movie. If you're seeing it for the first time, see the final cut. If you're seeing it for the second time, see the final cut again. If you're seeing it for the third time, I suggest the international cut, just to see what the difference is. It's got the narration, but it's also got the blood and guts. There you go. That's it from me to you. So until next time, thanks for having me on the Cigarette Burns. Love what you guys are doing here. Catch you next time. Until then, sayonara.